Alright, let's check out those puzzles. Get on the ball, baby. Alright. Pretty straightforward stuff. This knight check here would be real nice if we could snag a piece here. So we can't do it knight to e2 check because queen takes e2, but we could play rook takes bishop. And then after rook takes rook, queen takes rook check, queen takes queen, knight forks, and you win a bishop. So let's rock. Bam. You got to visualize what's going on. Jackpotto. Alright, let's hit another one. Okay, so this one we had to stop right on board situation since we're under check. So we have three responses. Move out of check with our king, play pawn takes knight, or play queen takes knight. If we play pawn takes knight, we're attacking his queen, but his queen's attacking our bishop, and it's going to take our bishop for free. So it looks like queen takes knight is the move, because if he plays bishop takes queen, we play bishop takes queen. So that seems to be the best move that keeps us a piece ahead. The desperado is what they call it. And now his desperado bishop has to move, and then we just move ours, and there you go. Since he can't take ours, I mean, he could play rook to c1. We could just either move our bishop or take his bishop, whatever floats your boat. Actually, you know, pawn takes bishop, rook takes bishop, and then rook takes e3 is winning for black. So that's the way I would do it. But you know, it's fairly basic stuff. It was just really good because the oddball move of queen takes knight, you know, moving into capture with your queen is just, it's against your human nature to do that. But this time it works. Okay. Gotta be careful. Oh, this is an easy win. Do you see it? The system gets this one right off the bat. The system says checks, captures, piece contacts, and board situation. Well, what checks do we have? We have rook to f2 check, and then rook to b3 check. Ding, 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 ding. If we play rook to b3 check, we can transfer this to a king and pawn endgame that we're going to win easily, because he goes, I don't know, king to e2, trying to catch our distant a pawn. Rook takes rook, he plays pawn takes rook, king to d2, but too bad he's king to d2 here. He's one move too slow. We get this one. So adios muchacho. You always have to take into account the opportunity and at least analyze it, of going from a piece ending, which is a rook and pawn ending, and by trading rooks going to a straight pawn ending. Nothing he does is any good. Now, we have to play this move. Otherwise, he plays e7 and we're dead, because we can't block it. But we catch this easily. And you lose. Man, that was 3. Bit, bing, bang, boom. That was a 1746 puzzle. The other one was 1582, and that one was 1751. And those were all fairly easy. So now I had this puzzle well ahead of the 59-second. Who cares? I'm trying to explain it to you. And this one was what? Yeah, this is pretty basic stuff too. But you have to be careful. And that's really what this problem teaches you. Look at all the options. Move out of the way. Well, that's just terrible. He just play knight takes rook, win the exchange, and win the exchange or take the bishop. Queen takes bishop. Well, that's a good question. If we moved out of the way, what would he actually do? Queen captures bishop is very, yes, is very strong. But, yeah, because if he went like, wow, that's a good question. That is a good question. Well, you know, we got it. So, anyway, this one's over. So, you know, work on your problems. Look through these guys. Make sure you know, analyze the sequences. You know, and then go hit some other problems. You want to expose yourself to problems and then mentally acknowledge the solutions and try to visualize moving the pieces through the solutions on your own, and then see if you can, how far you can go. These aren't too difficult. I mean, this one was pretty basic. He's threatening to queen, but we hit him with that check, and then take the rook. He can't play E2. I'm sorry, E7. He can't play E7 because we play rook to G8, stopping him, and he's toast. Because we're just going to queen anyway. So that's not a big deal. He had to take it, and then the key move, as you saw, was not A2, you know, queening. It was F takes E6, making sure that the pawn that's outside of our king, the square, the king is outside of the square of that E6 pawn, so we had to get rid of it and make sure we only had to deal with pawns where our king was inside the square. That is the key. Remember, past pawns, the squares it takes for him to queen, the square it's on plus the ones ahead of it, in this case make a 1, 2, 3 by 3 square. This pawn would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 6. So he'd catch this easily. The E6 pawn is in a 3 by 3 square that we could stop it. But it's, you know, king to G8 would actually still win, but you just make it a little harder on yourself. You're going to go and queen. You'll queen this guy and then probably queen this one and just mate him anyway. So literally, they wouldn't give you credit for king to G8. The most accurate move is F takes E6, eliminating this pawn. But technically, king to G8 is good enough. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it isn't, because he's got king to E7. I mean, he goes E7 and you're messed up. Never mind. So king to G8 doesn't work. You have to take the pawn, because you can't go to F8 because his pawn would be guarding it when it's on E7. So that's really the basic part. Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. Move in the square, you take him when he queens. No biggie. So it's all good. And then this was, like I said, this was another one that jumped out. That knight E2 check would be devastating because it hits C1. And we just piled up on this guy, and rook takes bishop, rook takes, queen takes rook check. He has to take it, and then we just win the queen with our knight, ending up that bishop ahead, which was fantastic. So hopefully you guys like it. Check out my other videos, more lessons. They will make you better faster than anything else you see. It's just that simple. So you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell your friends, but don't tell your enemies, because if you tell your enemies, they're going to use my lessons to beat you. All right, you know what to do. Talk to you later.